I feel like I stopped being my goofy self a long time ago. Maybe it started when I was really young already. It could have been, in preschool, could have been in kindergarten, when I already noticed people's judgment, or at least perceived judgment. And it's still something that I'm trying to learn how to do again, is to be goofy, to be silly. And I'm curious if, you listening to this, have you ever felt this way too? Where you want to return to your more like silly self, but maybe life got serious along the way, if that makes sense. Maybe you learned something or you went through something that made you be more serious, less, like something that changed your humor. You didn't want to offend people. I know that's what it is for me. I don't really want to offend people. There's also the idea that if we are ourselves fully, in our full like humor and silliness, there's certain people that we consider friends that wouldn't vibe with that. They wouldn't like it. And they would kind of leave our lives. They would silently exit out of our lives, right? Like maybe we have friends, and I'm kind of talking about myself here, to be honest. I have friends that, if I started being goofy, I don't know if they would like it. And I guess that's the irrational fear, right? And I do say irrational because it's probably not based in truth. Like, I'm probably not gonna lose a bunch of friends just from letting out my silliness more, my goofiness, my real humor. You know what I mean? For several years now, for probably over a decade or more, I've been a lot more serious. And I would say there's only a few people, and these few people I can be myself around comfortably. And those few people include basically just my siblings and maybe like close family such as my uncles and cousins. But I am working on giving myself permission to just let loose with more close friends, because I have close friends that I haven't fully really been myself around, if that makes sense. So know that if you're going through something similar, I can relate. And another thing that I want to share with you that I'm trying to teach myself is that it's worth it to be yourself anyways, whether or not those friends will stick around. It's most likely that they're goofy too, and they have a part of them that wants to let loose, that wants to come out, that's kind of been hiding for a long time. It's likely that there's a lot of people that I know, or maybe that you know, that also have that feeling, that also have that kind of like insecurity within them. And I think it's better to just be yourself anyways, because that, I think only good can come out of it. Because either your friends or acquaintances or family or whatever, whoever the people are that you've kind of been holding back with, either they're going to like who you are, and that's most likely the case, or they kind of will not like it. And, that's a good thing, because they can make that decision for themselves that, maybe you're not their kind of person. And now you yourself can benefit from that too, because now you're yourself, you're being yourself, and you are one step closer to finding friends that do appreciate the kind of person that you are. I know I speak very seriously in these videos. I know you can tell I try to structure how I speak. I try to be very eloquent and articulate very well what I say, but don't get me wrong, I am silly. I'm really silly. I say a lot of weird, kind of just like ridiculous stuff with like the people I'm close to. Obviously, but I always keep it ethical and keep it right, like never put anybody down or never say anything demeaning about people. But yeah, it's something I'm working on. And, you know, if this is something you resonate with, then I encourage you to let out more of that part of yourself as well. And of course, do it around people that you feel safe with. We don't really think our friends and family are gonna necessarily be aggressive if we try to be ourselves. But if you think that, then, you know, maybe find people that are gonna accept you more. You know what I mean? If you don't genuinely feel like you can be yourself safely around the people that you're already around. But that's just a side note. Yeah, it's something I'm working on, and it's something I'm gonna keep letting out a little bit more and more. You know, it kind of makes me a little bit nervous just thinking about it. Thinking about singing that crazy song during karaoke and kind of just like jamming out and going crazy on my dance and just, I don't know, being a total rock star. And letting out my real humor and really putting out there what I find funny and what's my real personality. And yeah, it doesn't have to be hard. It has been, but it doesn't have to be hard. You know, it's just kind of something that we hold in our heads. It's like this perceived judgment. We think others are judging us if we are more of ourselves. So we kind of put up this front a little bit of, you know, oh, this clean, very polished version of ourselves that we feel like, okay, nobody's gonna judge this. This is the facade I'm gonna put up in front of people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I encourage you to let out more of your authentic self around the people you love, the people you appreciate, and your close friends. And it's something I'm going to be working on too. So yeah, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.